Sometimes you have to ask the right question that was not asked of you. Hi, welcome to this Crypto Telegram app moment, perceptive readers. Today I want to talk about men and talk about women. Here is what I mean by that. In Genesis chapter 2, verses 20 and 21, notice these verses. It says, So the man named all the domestic animals and the flying creatures of the heavens and every wild animal of the field. But for man there was no helper as a complement of him. So Jehovah God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of his ribs and then closed up the flesh over its place. And in verse 22, it states, And Jehovah God built the rib that he had taken from the man into a woman, and he brought her to the man. This passage we just read is from the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. And let me share, since this is a special week, as you've heard me talk about starting, it was last week sometimes, where I was saying, hey, this is a whole special week of really meditative, deeply enlightening spiritual thoughts. Remember that? And we've talked about a few things, shown a few things on the popbooks.com presentation page. We talked about Moses. You see some thoughts in that area that even some of you who have watched that movie, The Ten Commandments, was not aware of, but we made clear that yes, Moses was not oblivious or did not know anything about his background, his culture, or his worship. He actually knew, you see, from a young age until, he was weaned from his mother even. He knew who his mother was. So continue along these lines of thoughts. As I said in the beginning, sometimes you have to ask the right question that still was not asked of you from anyone else. And this is what I mean as we go into this popbooks.crypto telegram app exclusive. You see, once again, got to put in that little plug. It's not shameless, but all the same, you see, you get exclusives like this that you don't even get on the Perceptive Readers podcast. And so I just wanted to emphasize that if this ever get posted there, it won't be first. It may be days, or if it ever go there at all. So I'm glad you're here. Now, men and women, what is that question that you have to ask sometimes that may not have been asked of you? Think about it. Really think about it. We read from the passages why God created women, you see. We already know, if you read the earlier passages, how much authority that he gave man, Adam, who, remember, made in his image. So Adam was full of love. See, keep that in mind. When people think of God as love, well, he filled Adam with love and gentleness and caringness and all that other wonderful good things that make up a solid human being, a perfectly balanced human being. Okay, so he saw and he made Eve as a complement. We also find that Eve, remember, she was also made perfectly. And we know, if you were to continue to read in Genesis chapter 2, yes, even to the point, or was it Genesis chapter 3? Yeah, even when you get to the point where you find out what type of birth pains that Eve would have because of, disobeying God, it lets us know right then and there as well, okay, who was actually placed in charge of carrying the child? You see how that's the question that you need to ask from reading those scriptures? From seeing what God actually did, you can see that he placed it upon the woman to be the one to carry the child. And do you think, see, here's another question. Do you think God ever would have changed that, even down to this day, if he would have ever changed it from the woman bearing the child, giving birth, or not? See, that's another question. And let's continue on. Sometimes people say uh, the reason why they do certain things is because of technological advancements or what have you. And I say you still have to ask that question again, even with all these technological advancements. Are there just certain core, you see, principles, core laws, core natural laws, even from God, that he wouldn't change no matter how far advanced we get? See how that's another question? And just to go to show you once again, looking all through nature, since you all, once again, most likely love animals and really appreciate it, play with them, talk with them, and things of that nature. Just think about in all those cases, again, what did God set up as the child bearer? See, as the one who gives birth, even if it's in the eggs, where does it come from? You see? So you can see that God was very clear. And we can also, again, continue to observe that nothing has changed in that way, even with the technological advancements for the animals. God keeps that wonderful privilege and process. See, remember, the whole process of producing a child, maturing the child, giving birth to a child, that once again tells you so many things on a level about God and his mind and his love, that again, that'll be for another time. But all the same, the questions that we asked so far, who did God actually once again designate and made to be the one who gives birth? Now, along with this other thought, without doing it God's way, because people talk about technological advancements and things of that nature. Just imagine this. If technology, once again, didn't come up with these other methods, you see, during our time frame that we've been alive, really just think about it. If God would not have set up and created men and women in that way, how would they have procreated way back then? You see, they would not have had the ability to do so. And so this goes to show you once again that by asking the right questions, I know what one thing that may have come to some person's mind. Well, what about evolution? Well, according to the evolution theories, you see, look how long that whole process always takes. Billions, I don't know how many years for this or that. But see, since we do believe in God, then we actually take what he is saying from the Bible on how he created everything. So I just wanted you all to think about that. Remember, as always, sometimes you have to ask the question that is not even being asked of you to see the logicalness of it all. Not only the logicalness of it all, but to see how if certain, once again, matters and creation laws and natural laws are just broken, then over time, what actually still happens to society and the human family as well? Would the human family and human society ever would have even gotten to this point of technological advancements if God, when the set and created these core spiritual principles and natural laws, as they call it? Thank you for being here on this PopBooks.Crypto moment during this special week. You have a very wonderful, wonderful day. And if you are looking for a place to actually observe the memorial of Jesus' death, where one organization that I know always keeps track of it for over hundreds of years. Some of them may say thousands of years, but we're not getting into that. But the whole point is, if you go to jw.org, you can find that out as well, where you can observe the most important day of the year. This was James Lynch. Take care of yourself. You have just listened to the Perceptive Readers Podcast. Remember, until next time, if you read something that encourages you to improve or enhance your life for the better, it becomes your reality.